So to let you know what we're going to be doing, we are going to be going for a walk down to the river. So we'll be going up the escalator, out the doors, turning to the left. Please stay with the tour. We'll be walking across the plaza, then down the stairs again towards the river. Turn to your left, go under the bridge, and we're in the park. That walk should take about 8 minutes.
So Devin, what do you think people are going to learn today?
Well, hopefully they're going to learn that they can take advantage of the outdoors without actually having to do very much from an infrastructure point of view. That natural materials are the original loose materials, and a little bit about what the benefits of just free play or gently guided play can be for children's development and for their engagement with their environment.
What about adults? What are they going to...
Well, adults get some of those same benefits, but the other big benefit I often find with adults on this is it helps them understand their children.
Right.
And that is actually a really crucial message around the role that play has in childhood development. Understanding why play is so important for children, it makes it easy for parents to support it at home.
Yeah.
So you guys came over, you were doing a share of your earliest childhood play memories. Can somebody begin describing the attributes of those memories for us? What were they like? Yeah. Independent. Excellent. What else? Tactile. Ooh, excellent. What else?
Open-ended.
Open-ended. Imaginative. What else? Fun.
Spontaneous.
Exploratory. Spontaneous.
Intimate.
Messy.
Intimate.
Outdoor. Yeah. So we started off, the first word was independent. That is an incredibly important aspect for play and for learning and for childhood development, and especially in a natural environment. And that's part of what we're going to do today. We're going to do some playing today. Stephanie and Roy are going to lead us in a couple of different activities that are open-ended, playful activities that involve an intersection with the natural world. I'm going to throw it to Roy and Stephanie to introduce their activities.
So there are two choices you can do. You can either have a nature art experience, like Andrew Goldsworthy kind of thing you can make, or you can make fairy houses. So we can work on a fairy village together. You can go tuck yours under. So I have some raw materials here. I have some sheets that will kind of inspire you and get you thinking, but pick one of those. We have some materials, but the idea is to go grab leaves, grab some other stuff that you see. You don't have to, I'm not gonna have, I have some stuff, but not enough stuff. And I think if we're gonna do sort of, at the end, we'll pick it all back up, or we might leave a little fairy village for someone here. So we'll see how it goes.
We are exploring the site, collecting objects that catch our attention, and then returning them to one of the felt colored pads that help us sort and organize our thinking around what is attractive color-wise about that. And then again, if we see something that we don't want to disturb but to leave in the environment, there are frames available, and you take that frame and you mark it with the frame right on the spot, and then that becomes a place to return to and describe and discuss with another partner why it is that became an important object in the environment for you.
What kind of fairy house are you making, Angela?
I don't know, but that's the door. That's as far as my planning stages have
Is
gone.
it a family dwelling or a hermit's cavern, or what do you think?
I think I like the idea of a hermit.
Sure, like we're getting fancy, man. Look at this. We got a little eider-down quilt going on, and feather bed and everything.
I think it's a little fairy cake.
Highly organized little fairy house you got here.
Yes.
Wow. Is that like a raft out front, or is that the driveway?
It's the doorway.
So what do you think, how things are going so far, Stephanie?
Well, I think people are playing, and I'm loving how it all of a sudden got really quiet, and people are
happy with
intently
what you've done?
playing. And
Very
it's
happy.
so fun to
Yes.
come over and see their little worlds that
What are you
they
making here,
created.
Ray?
I am making a fairy
Fairy fishbone, it looks like.
Fairy fishbone. So a fairy hut of sorts.
So what do you got happening here?
I know. I don't know. I don't have a plan. It just kind of is. I think this is a water slide, I've decided. But that's as far as I've gotten. Yep.
Nicely done.
Very nice. Good job. Basically.
When you think back to what you were doing, what do you notice about it? What do you think about what was taking place there?
A lot of freedom.
A lot of freedom. Yeah. Good. Anyone else? Yep.
Single-mindedness.
Single-mindedness.
Just thinking
You were
about-
focused.
Just doing what I was doing.
You were focused. It was so funny. I was watching as people were building their fairy houses and pieces over here. It was silent. Like you could hear a pin drop as people were working because they were so focused and concentrated on what they were doing. They were actually, a lot of people I felt were lost in that moment, which is a huge, huge positive from a childhood development perspective when it comes to play. Because that means that they're concentrated, they're cognitively activated, they're focused on what's taking place. Neurons are firing in a lot of different ways. And that's really, really crucial because at the same time, what's taking place? Think about skills. We're always talking about 21st century skills in science centers. What were the skills that were happening there? Determination. Yeah, resilience. That I gotta keep on going and figure out my thing. What else?
Problem solving, coping with unknown variables that
Problem
crop up.
solving, coping with unknown variables. How about with the noticing activity? Think about what were the skills that were going on there? Identification, observation, sorting. Like sorting is this fundamental activity. If you ever watch young children, they sometimes will just sort. They'll sort their Legos, they'll sort rocks, they'll sort snail shells, they'll sort marbles. The stuff that's going on there is actually really, really important from a spatial development, from a thinking development, and at the same time that's also a tactile and sensory experience. Handling real natural materials, so the original loose parts, it's a sensory experience. And when you begin to feed in different senses all at the same time, while you're developing those skills, it embeds it in a better way inside of your brain, essentially, when the development. And there's childhood development, people are going like, oh, don't put it that way, but you know, in a nutshell, that's kind of what's happening there. So the skill development, especially for the youngest children that takes place in that context, is really, really important and a valuable opportunity. What else did you guys notice when you were doing some of these activities? It was exciting? Good. What else? Yeah.
I think doing the sorting or the observing one, it's calming. I mean, it's just very calm. I mean,
Yeah.
just meditative almost.
Well, it's a sense of presence that you have in the moment, and that happens again. That's a part of that is this environment encourages it. We know that spending time, even time in a green space like this, yes, we have the highway there, we got the bridge there, this is an urban environment, but it actually has, just this space itself can have great benefits to us from a psychological and physical way.
Catherine, what did you think of that?
That was fabulous. Absolutely. Got us outside, got us in our environment. It was fabulous. Favorite thing thus far.
Stephanie, how do you think that went?
I think it went really well. I was really pleased with the turnout. It shows that there are a lot of people who are interested in this. We kind of are feeling like there's a need in our communities to sort of get kids outdoors. We've all talked about it, so I think this was a real kind of plowing the ground for some people to think about that.
So what did you think of the event?
So it made me so happy to be in an urban space and be able to do nature play. I've been missing it for quite some time. I live in New York City right now. And being able to see it done in such a narrow space of green space, but right next to the river, and able to see that you can pull off nature play that is spontaneous and thoughtful and can get people into kind of a state of flow made me very happy and inspired me.